Episode 3, Turning Point. After the council dismissed us for the night, Victor and I were escorted to a small, secure room deep inside the Unity Fortress. 2 simple beds, a table, and 1 barred window looking out into darkness. The moment the door closed, I sat on one bed. Victor sat across from me. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. I broke the silence first. A mind probe, Victor? Really? He gave me a crooked, sarcastic smile and said, "You're king, huh?" "Don't get a big head about it, Victor," I shot back, smiling despite myself. "They don't believe us," he continued, his face growing serious. "They think Elias is just using me. If they see the prophecies, if they see what's actually coming, maybe they'll understand." I shook my head. "You just handed them the keys to your mind, to both of our minds. Do you have any idea how dangerous that is?" "I know. But if it keeps Elias alive, if it proves we're telling the truth about the aliens, it's worth it." I looked at him, searching his scarred face. "You really believe the prophecies that strongly?" "I've seen them for years. The drones, the invasion, the war. Elias has been helping me prepare for this exact moment. That's why I came back." I was quiet for a while, then said, "The Unity doesn't like anything they can't control. Elias being bound to you? They see it as an abomination." "I know. That's why they want him out of me." I reached across and took his hand. "You're not alone in this trial. I'm not letting them take him from you. Not after everything we've already lost." He squeezed my hand back. "Whatever happens tomorrow, we face it together." "Together," I whispered. 2 days later, the door opened. Instead of guards, a younger mage with short dark hair stood there. "You're free to leave," she said. I stood immediately. "What changed?" The mage hesitated, then spoke with clear reluctance. "Cassandra is dead." The words hit like a punch. "She died yesterday helping defend a village from the drones. The council reviewed the memories from the battle. They finally understand what we're up against." She looked directly at Victor. "They've come to the conclusion that we need you, and Elias, both of you. The trial has been suspended indefinitely. Unity is requesting your assistance in the war." I glanced at Victor, then back at the mage. "And what about Elias?" The mage's expression tightened. "For now, the council has decided to leave the bond intact. They believe Elias may be necessary for what's coming." The mage stepped aside. "You're both needed. The war has already begun." The second we stepped out of the cell, Victor's phone rang. He answered it immediately. "Garrick?" "Victor, what the hell is going on? We've got major movement in Africa. The drones are hitting hard. I need you here yesterday." Before Victor could respond, a premonition slammed into him like a sledgehammer. He dropped to his knees, palms slapping the stone floor, his face twisted in pain. "Victor!" I grabbed his shoulder. When the vision finally faded, his voice came out rough. "A pair of wolf twins." My voice was tight. "Wolf twins? What does that mean?" "I don't know yet, but they're in danger. Something's hunting them. Something bad." Victor looked up at me, still breathing hard. "Siberia first, the twins, then Africa." Garrick's voice came through the speaker, sounding thrown off. "Siberia? Victor, we're getting slaughtered in Africa and you're chasing some vision about wolf twins?" Victor stayed calm. "I know it sounds crazy, but these twins are connected to this war. If I don't get them now, we're going to regret it later." Garrick sighed heavily. "You've never steered us wrong before. Just don't take too long. Africa's falling apart." Victor hung up and looked at me. "Siberia first." An hour later, we were both in the Unity's leader's office. Victor explained that the Unity needed to check out the info that he got from Garrick regarding Africa, but also that the Unity needed to also start a portal system. That way we can have fast transport for troops anywhere around the globe that is needed to fight the aliens. At first, the Unity head dismissed what Victor said, but after a little non-gentle persuading by Victor, he was more than happy to send some wizards and witches into Africa to help Kofi and to start on the portal system for troop transport. A day later, the cave was dark and cold, the only light coming from a small fire in the center. 2 small silver-gray wolves were chained to the back wall with heavy iron links around their necks and paws. Their eyes glowed with wild mercury light as they snarled and snapped at the air. Alpha stood off to the side, arms crossed. They've been like this for 2 years. Feral. We had no choice but to chain them. Victor stepped forward slowly. The moment the wolves caught his scent, both of them went crazy, lunging against their chains, snarling and snapping their jaws. The female wolf broke free enough to lunge at him. Her teeth sank into his forearm, tearing through his coat and drawing blood. The male wolf immediately followed, biting into Victor's other arm. Blood welled up from both wounds. The moment their tongues touched his blood, something changed. Both wolves froze. Their eyes widened. A black aura, the void, flared around them. The iron chains around their necks and paws began to glow with faint black cracks, then shattered with a loud crack. The two wolves collapsed to the ground, writhing in pain as their bodies began to shift. Within seconds, two naked children, a boy and a girl, both around 12 years old, lay on the cave floor, gasping for breath. The girl looked up at Victor with wide, mercury-colored eyes, trembling. "Father?" she whispered in our minds. The boy stared at him too, equally stunned. The girl slowly pushed herself up, her silver hair falling across her face. She looked past Victor, and her mercury eyes locked onto mine. "Mother?" she whispered again in our minds. The word hit me like a blade. I froze completely, a single tear slipping free from my eye, rolling slowly down my pale cheek. I can hear them in my mind too, Victor. Clear as I hear Elias. What is going on here? Elias's voice suddenly spoke inside my head, calm and certain. A bond between the four of you, formed through Victor's blood. That's why you can hear me now, Livia. All those years of feeding on him in Paris created a permanent mental link between you and Victor. When the twins tasted his blood, that same link extended to them. The four of you are connected now. Victor, you, Luna, and Finn. I looked at Victor, stunned. You heard that too? He nodded slowly, eyes wide. I did. I looked over at Alpha. Do they have names? I asked. He answered. When they were dropped off as babies, the pack named them Luna and Finn. Since they've been feral, we haven't really used their names. Victor asked, What do you mean dropped off? I mean, a stranger came to the village to the pack, asked them to take care of the two babies, saying that they were wolves that needed to be taken care of, then left and disappeared, Alpha said. After dropping them off, things were fine the first 10 years after they hit 10 years of age. Somehow they became feral wolves, unable to transform back into their human selves. We don't know why, but that's what happened. I slowly walked past Victor. I crouched down low in front of the two children and opened my arms. Luna and Finn crawled forward and pressed themselves against me. I wrapped my arms around them both, holding them close to my chest. Even with Victor's coat draped over them, they were still shivering badly. I rested my cheek against the top of Luna's silver head and whispered, Come on, little ones. Let's build you a fire and get you warm. I lifted both children with ease and carried them deeper into the cave toward the fire pit. Later that night, the fire crackled softly. Luna and Finn were curled up together, fast asleep under Victor's heavy coat. Victor and I sat on a flat rock a few feet away. They called us father and mother, he said quietly. I nodded, my eyes fixed on the sleeping twins. I've lived for centuries, but no one has ever called me that. And the weird part is, because of the bond, they truly feel like our children. I paused, then looked at him. After you left Paris, something changed in me. 2 weeks after you were gone, I discovered I could walk in the sunlight. It was because I had fed on your blood in Paris. Your blood changed me. I've been able to walk in daylight for 42 years. Victor's brow furrowed. You've been hiding this for 42 years, I gave a small, bitter smile. I kept it secret because I was terrified the others would hunt you down. If they knew my ability came from your blood, they would come for you. They would drain you dry so they could all walk in the daylight. I couldn't let that happen. Victor was silent for a long moment. I'm sorry. About Paris, he said. I was terrified of the void inside me. It was getting stronger every day. I was scared that if I stayed, I would lose control and hurt you. So I ran. I left you a note and disappeared. It was cowardly. He looked at me, completely open for the first time in decades. But I never stopped loving you, Livia. I've loved you for over 200 years. That never changed. I reached out and placed my hand over his. We sat in comfortable silence for a moment, watching the twins sleep. Then Victor spoke again, his voice low. We can't take them to Africa with us. It's too dangerous. They should stay here in Siberia where it's safer. Alpha and the pack will watch over them. I nodded slowly. I agree. They've been through enough already. Victor continued. Kofi will portal here to open up a portal to Africa. He's already on standby, in between fighting drones.